Good morning. Well, it's morning here. Back to this thing again. I have a little bit of maintenance to do. And then I was looking through my videos and I don't think I have any videos on how to operate one of these things. So after I get this little bit of work done, I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you everything you never wanted to know about mini excavators. Nice fish. Okay, the issue I'm having is ear-piercing squealing, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you probably noticed that it was doing that, and I changed one of the track rollers. Well, that cut it down by about 50%, so there's another roller here squealing, but I can barely tell that it's probably on this side, and you can walk along the machine and listen, and you can't tell which roller it is. So what I might end up having to do is keep changing rollers. I only have one spare right now, so I might have to just keep swapping them out until I find the bad one. I've tried spinning them, tried moving them around, and the problem is the roller isn't bad enough yet to determine which one it is. I do want to change it now before we take it up in the bushes and start work way up in the middle of nowhere with it and have it go then, even though I will be bringing spares with me up there as well. So I guess we'll swap out the one and drive it back and forth and see if it squeaks. It's the only way I can figure out how to do this without buying all new ones. In BC here, they're about around 150 bucks a pop, so you don't want to replace 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't want to have to replace 10 of them. And Benjamin's here to help, or just to make sure I do things correctly. Okay, let's just start this thing up and warm it up for a bit. So first thing we want to do is put it up in the air. Okay, this bolt is for the furthest back roller, closest to the idler. So this one here is the one that I want to do first. Now, unfortunately, in order to do this, I have to loosen the track off so I get some room in here. Now, to do that, we have to let the grease out of it. Right here, there's supposed to be a cover plate. I can see the bolts are broken off, and there is no cover plate now. No big deal, because I'm in and out of here often enough that it just doesn't matter. Okay, so in here you have a grease nipple that you have to take out. To do that, you need, I believe it's a 3/4 inch wrench. Yes, a 3/4 inch wrench. And you just get it in there. And now grease is gonna spew everywhere, so I guess I should put something down. Okay, newspaper in place. Now we loosen this off. Now it's just as easy just to take this right out. And that's what she looks like. Okay, this might be a little difficult to see, I'm not sure, but this wheel here on the back, actually it's on the front, is called the idler, and it slides back and forth. The thing that holds it tight is the grease. So what I want to do is I want to slide the wheel that away to make the track looser. So what I'm going to try to do here is put a board in here and pry the track down, which will hopefully slide the idler in a bit. Yeah, see, this is working. The track is getting looser. Okay, so now I have space here. Okay, I've made the executive decision that this one here is coming off because it seems to not even be spinning. So the one on the back there, it kind of seems all right, but yeah, I don't know where the sound was coming from. So let's just do this one first. I've got a 7/8 wrench on the back side of this, and this is a 7/8 as well. A little bit tight. That's to be expected. So it's starting to get cooler out around here. The smoke from the forest fires is starting to dissipate, so it won't be too long before I can start taking this thing in the bushes again safely. Thought that I might as well get some of this maintenance done first. Okay, something I noticed with the new ones, they don't give you the washers, so you got to reuse these washers. Now that was a bit of a pain, and also in the beginning I said you needed 2 7/8 wrenches. You actually only need one because each bolt is separate on each side. Okay, done. Now we pump up the track again. Kind of have to do this by braille. You don't want that to be extremely tight because quite often you have to get at that. Okay, pump away.
Coming out.
Well, just pump so I can see if the track's
There.
going up. Okay, we want like a 1/2 inch.
Pretty tight.
That's a handy thing. All machines should have one of them things somewhere on them. Also, this is where your rad and your rad overflow, whatever little tank is. So this particular machine, you always want to keep your 3/4 inch wrench in the glove compartment, because if your track falls off, you're going to be needing that wrench. The other wrench you want to keep in there is the 15/16 for this particular machine, because that's how you take your bucket on and off. What do you think, Ben? Did I do it right? It doesn't really matter. You don't care. Okay, now these machines, the semi-newer ones anyways, most of them will have something right. Well, it's always different locations, but here is your control lever pattern, and right now it's set to excavator. Well, you can change it over, and what it is the older people would know them as John Deere and Cat controls. It changes your control configurations. So I myself prefer Cat controls, but you can, most of these machines, there will be a lever to change that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over the controls on this, just a little bit about operating one of these things. This is their throttle. Now this is the blade. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, starting on the right side, pulling this back,
lifting your bucket up in the air. Pushing this to the right. Opening the bucket. This one here. Extending the boom. Pushing it to the right. Turns the whole house. Pushing it to the left. Turns the house the other way. Pulling it towards you. Bringing the bucket in. Now, you'll notice too you have a thumb on this one. Now this one particularly, the thumb controls are down on the foot. And that's a rocker pedal. It rocks both directions. Push on the right hand side of the pedal, closes the thumb. Left hand side of the pedal, opens the thumb. Now you have these two foot pedals which work with these two levers. Sometimes you might not have your hands free and you want to track ahead or track back or turn around. You can use the foot pedals for that. I prefer to use these, just a personal preference. Now, this is something a lot of machines don't have, would be this other pedal here, which is another rocker pedal. Now for this one, it will move just your boom. Move just the boom to the left, move just the boom to the right. Now you might say, well, why would you want to move just the boom when you can just go like this and move the house to the left or to the right? When that comes in handy is for when you're, say, digging a ditch or something and you want to run your machine, you want to track along the side of the ditch, you can move over this way and you can move like this and you can dig your ditch. Otherwise, you would be digging your ditch, and which you can do this way, but if there's any kind of obstruction on the side, you won't be able to dig a ditch close to it. So that's where that comes in handy. Now this here is your backup beeper, and if you click that off quickly, you don't have to listen to that irritating noise. So I'm just going to track ahead a bit. You're going to hear that squealing again because well, there's 8 more rollers I have to change still. You got to make sure that you put up your blade. So I'll track ahead and I'll spin around. I'll spin the house around so it's facing the right way. Oh, see, I did it again. Controls are backwards because I'm facing backwards. So I got to pull them backwards if I want to go forwards. Hey, I didn't hear the squealing. That might be a good sign. Okay, now I just push to the right if I want to spin around right. Now that I'm facing the right direction, my controls are going to be correct now. Forward is forward, backwards is backwards. Okay, a bit of squeaking, it's not too bad. to leave it, if it's going to be parked for any amount of time, it's good to leave it with the bucket down so it doesn't fill with water. But also, it's good to have your hydraulics all in so that they don't get rusty from rain, weather, whatever. Okay, I think that's it in a nutshell. I don't know whether I forgot anything. I don't think so. Oh, one more thing. I'll show you here when I'm getting out. Button here is your high and low, which it barely makes a difference. One thing is, a lot of people they rent these things and they just bring them home and have no idea how to work them. There is a few things that you want to just be aware of. If there's going to be anybody else around when you're working the thing, you have to watch when you swing the house that you don't squish somebody between a tree or a building or something like that. Apparently that happens a lot, so you want to be careful of that. One more thing is, if there happens to be somebody around when you're running these things, you should tell them anytime they're going to come near the machine, when you're running it, you're not watching them. So what they should do is they should throw a rock at your bucket. You'll see that rock, and then you can acknowledge that you know that they're around. Just one little safety tip. One other thing I kind of failed to mention here, I forgot. Okay, you have all this weight out on the front. Because of that, you have a counterweight here on the back. This is one big heavy weight. So it makes it quite stable, even when you spin the house sideways. It's pretty tough to tip it over, but it can be tipped over. I have tipped one over myself. And when I did that, it was because I had a big cleanup bucket on, oversized, and I had it full of wet sand. So you just got to be mindful of it. And when you're doing anything off to the side using the bucket, make sure you turn the house, because then your counterweight will be on the back. They are quite stable anyways. If you're going up a steep hill, sometimes it might be an idea just to carry something heavy in your bucket. Gives you a little bit more stability that way. Anyways, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.